Hi friends, it's me, Stella Madre. I am out in nature. Whenever I am feeling conflicted or lost or confused or afraid or any intense emotions at all, for me, and I have a sneaky suspicion for most of us, the best thing you can do is get yourself outside. The closest you can get to God's creation, the closest thing that you can get to the closest thing that is you, because you are made up of the same shit. We are made of the same stuff. And what I want to talk about today, what I want to process today is I've been listening to A Course in Miracles, and I gotta say, wow, I don't know how I'm 47 years old, and I really can unequivocally say that I've had more than one wave of spiritual awakening, and I would go as far as saying I remember having adult thoughts, like mature thoughts, in a small child's body, in a small child's brain, from as young as like 3 or 4. I can remember. I also remember that at that age, I was asked to take responsibility for things at a very early age, the adults in my life. And I've had to work through the fact that this is neither here nor there. My parents, God bless their cotton socks, are both dead. I don't know, maybe that's why it's easier to talk about now. But I have moved through the processes of forgiveness, etc., and have acknowledged that while it was very difficult, it was also the gift. And my point is here that, wait, I've got to stop and take a photo. Actually, just wait, just look at that with me for a moment. And again, when we come into the most breathtaking of natural settings, it is very difficult to ignore God. And so, what I woke up with very clearly in my head this morning, because again, I'm 47 years old and I've been paying attention, and Spirit speaks most clearly to me in the early hours of the morning. Often in my sleep, I wake up with fully formed conversations, concepts, ideas, instructions. And this morning I woke up with a very clear instruction to begin to marry, and that is exactly the right word, marry, the masculine and the feminine in the divine. And this is the culmination. This is 7 years that I've been doing this. It began at age 40 on a trip to India, where, yeah, if you want to know more about that, I'm going to start writing about it and talking about it. I'm going to write a whole book about it. I am writing a whole book about it right now as we speak. What began then in India was an instruction to heal the parental wounds, which is exactly what I was just saying. Heal the parental wounds within me, within myself, with my earthly parents, my earthly mom and my earthly dad, because we are not able to perceive and receive the fullness of God's intention for us when we continue to lick our wounds and to live in the illusion of separation. So it's been a 7-year journey, and this morning this looks fun. This morning I woke up with a clear directive. I've been listening to A Course in Miracles. And again, my point was, I don't know how I haven't come across it before. I mean, I've come across it many times, but I never felt never felt compelled to engage with it. I never felt compelled to read it or listen to it until this week. And for me, there's so much. And again, if you don't know what I do or who I am, I tend to go off into nature by myself for long stretches of time, commune with God, and then come back into civilization to find that people are now naming names, have got names for things that I've been doing, and are also probably charging a lot of money for the thing that I've been doing with God in private. So much of A Course in Miracles, I have felt tremendous resonance and confirmation with. And much of it, some of it, particularly with regards to the ego and the body, I completely disagree with. And again, part of this, what this is about, is this process where we are marrying the masculine and the feminine in the divine. Up to this point in our consciousness, we have been, and again, in the same way that I had to, and we all have to come to the point where we acknowledge, oh, I'm getting warm now, I'm going to take a top layer off. We have to acknowledge that our earthly parents are part of the story. They are characters that we have chosen. We all chose together. Pre-birth, pre-in utero, before you got here, bearing in mind that time and the way that we understand it is so limited. We perceive it to be this linear structure, this linear timeline. It is not so. It is so. Again, Schrodinger's timeline. It is, but it also isn't. And up to this point in human consciousness, we have the masculine patriarchy. And patriarchy has been a poor representation of the masculine and the divine. The masculine and the divine has not, and again, Jesus and Buddha and Shiva and, pick a male deity or a male representation thereof, because Buddhism is one of the more inclusive models, but is still lacking. These representations of the masculine and the divine are only that. They are representations of the masculine and the divine. And as such, they cannot be seen in their fullness, in their completeness, because they are one aspect of, and again, like the binary, the bare bones of it is the separation into two. And again, the illusion of separation. We are not separate. We have never been separate, but we have had to experience separateness in order to understand separateness. Because we can only understand wholeness. We only know what wholeness is, and we only perceive wholeness when we have perceived. And A Course in Miracles speaks about this perception and our use of it and need for it, and which brings me to the body. These masculine representations of the divine and our place in it have often put the body, have ignored the body, either ignored the body, completely disassociated from the body. Again, it doesn't matter what kind of body you're in, whether it's a male body or a female body. And again, if we look to the symptoms, what we are seeing in the world, the transgender movement, I believe, and go ahead, say what you want to say. If I don't like what you're saying, I'll delete you. I truly believe that our processing of the gender divide is about this need to stop disassociating and rejecting and trying to master the human body. And the role of the feminine in the divine is to encourage us into the body, because the body is where all the keys are. Well, a lot of the keys. If you weren't supposed to understand the human body, love the human body, appreciate the human body, accept the human body, you would not be in it. If the human body were irrelevant, we would not be incarnate in it. Your body is a treasure trove of wonder and miracles, and pains me when we try to disregard it or disassociate it from it, and I'm pretty sure it pains God as well. When you think about the magnificence of the creation, can you imagine rejecting what you created because you don't like how it looks? No. No. And so, what I'm here to do, what I'm being called to do in this incarnation right now, is to marry divine union between the father and the mother, the masculine and the feminine, and the creation, the child, us. We are the created, and if we are to believe what Jesus tells us about who we are the creator as well. And you can only fully create, you can only fully embrace your divine blueprint when you embrace the human body. It is not to be rejected or vilified or mastered or controlled. It is to be loved and accepted and embraced. And then things will move through the human body. Then we become what we are born to be, which is channels for the divine. Your human body is a time machine. Your human body is a time capsule. Your human body is a portal. Your human body is a door to multiple dimensions. But only if you fully embrace the all and everything of what it is. And it's not even an it. She, they, he, them, we are being called into unity, into wholeness. And the longer we persist with this divide between, and patriarchy, the rejection of patriarchy, like 100%, patriarchy has done its job. But we are also starting to move beyond the toxic feminine, the kickback, the response to that, which again had its place. Kali has her place. The dark feminine has her place, and her place is in the disruption of what has been. Many of us are still in the throes of that disruption. Many of us are still waking up to this disruption. But those of us 7 years, those of us who have the vision for the future are already walking in the land of unity and wholeness. Come with me. Come with me to embrace unity and wholeness. Family, brothers and sisters, moms and pops, aunties and uncles, community. We cannot experience wholeness in community if we cannot experience wholeness in self. And thus concludes my morning's satsang. So my prayer for all of us today is that we come into unity, that we come into wholeness, that we come into acceptance, that we come into grace. You may hear me say Jesus all the time. I say it as an invocation. I do not say it as blasphemy. Have a beautiful day, bitches.